It's tempting to stay home when midwinter cold grips your favorite walleye lakes. But as Jon Thelen shows us next, there's still plenty of reason to get out on the ice.
There he is right there. That fish come up off the bottom. And he kind of caught me by surprise. I looked away and I wasn't really paying attention. And all of a sudden here he came, great eater size eye. Look at that. Awesome. That's what we're chasing today. Walleyes just like that one. Got out here right away this morning and got set up. And you know, this is one of those days. We've had a pretty mild winter to this point. And now all of a sudden, I'll tell you what, it's cold. And that's a good thing because we're finally getting some good ice and it's a little bit behind schedule this year. But what it's doing is changing the bite. You know, we had a lot of snow early and that got things a little bit messed up. Got some slush on the ice, took some different fishing opportunities away from people. And where there is good ice, now it's getting really cold. And it's making fishing a little bit tougher. And I want to explain to you how we're going to catch them today because we're still going to catch them. I mean, this cold weather, the good thing about that, I'm going to let this guy go because we're going to get plenty of fish today. Great 16, 17-inch fish to start. But the great thing about when you get this cold snap like this, and it happens every year in January, I mean, I have some important dates in my life, my birthday and my wife's birthday, that fall in the middle of January. And we always say that's the coldest month of their coldest week of the year. And we're kind of headed into that time frame right now where it is just downright cold. But the thing is that it's stable. And if you've got cold, but it's cold every day and it's stable, I'll tell you what, you can still catch fish. You make a few adjustments, but that stability is what the fish like. They don't really get bothered by the fact that it's cold. When those cold fronts come through, it changes things for a little bit, but then it gets cold and it just stays cold. That's stability. And stability is a time when you can catch fish, whether it's warm or cold. And that's what we'll talk about today is a couple of the adjustments I do make because things do start to slow down a little bit in January. There's no doubt about it, January into February. There's a few things you can do, though, to catch a couple extra fish every time out. And that's what we're going to work on today is just, you know, catching a bunch of fish like that, being able to fill a pail and be able to do it on a lot of different bodies of water because it's really not a complicated deal. There he is. Ooh, that feels... This is a good fish. You know what? This is a bigger fish. I don't know how much bigger, but I'll tell you right now. Oh, yeah. It's a bigger fish. This guy came in, and I mean, you could tell on the screen he was definitely a bigger fish right away. I mean, there was no doubt. You know, when they come in, and usually these bigger fish, you know, they don't come up from the bottom. They come from the side, and this guy showed up from the side. Man, we gotta be getting close here. Come on, buddy. This is a big fish. I just want to be careful here to not have a mistake at the bottom of the ice. Oh, shoot. It happened. We're hung up there. There, it got off. I think. We're stuck there at the bottom of the ice. There, got it. Look at that. Oh, boy, did we get lucky here. Look at that fish. Look at it, and then it popped right out of there. This fish got hung at the bottom of the ice. Look at that. What an awesome walleye. That's a great fish. That was one of them times where you're reeling and I knew, you know, that fish started swirling on me. And I could tell because water started moving. And when we got there, all of a sudden it got stuck on the bottom of the ice. What an awesome fish. Probably 23, 24-inch walleye. What a great fish. Let's dump this girl back in and whew, we got a little lucky there. That was almost a pretty bad deal. Hey, you know, that's just kind of one of them deals where you don't want to let that fish, just like in the summertime, you don't want to let them control too much of what's going on and get going on you, but you got to let them do what they want to do too. Come on, big girl, we'll get you out of here. There she goes. Whew. That's cool. It's cool catching big fish through the ice. When you're out here and you're dealing with this constant cold weather, and you're dealing with midwinter, these fish, they are going to start moving deeper. But one of the things I do, and I see a lot of people fishing the edge and out into the abyss a lot at this time of the year. And when I say the abyss, I mean the areas out off a structure. I don't really do that a whole lot until I have to. I try to fish the edges of structure on up toward the top as much as possible, because ultimately I know these fish aren't eating as much, and when they head out into that abyss, they're for sure not eating. They're just laying around out there. I mean, you'll catch some fish out there, don't get me wrong, but a lot of that I think is just chance. You're putting a bait in front of them. I don't think they're running around consistently eating when they work their way out into that abyss. So what I tend to do is I still try to fish structure areas. I just look for that deeper structure. So if I can just find some stuff that's deeper where I know those fish, when they do decide to feed, are going to come up and feed in that area, that's where I'm going to fish. And that's what I'm doing today. I'm just fishing a reef. I'm sitting on the deepest side of the reef. I'm trying to put myself in a position where I'm going to be able to catch fish that are actually coming up to feed. And if you're fishing for fish that are trying to feed, trying to eat, here's the thing, you're going to catch a lot more than if you're fishing for fish that aren't. Come on, come on. There he is, right there. That one made me work him a little bit more. Feels like another good fish. Feels like a really nice one. That one just made me lift a little bit more on him. He wasn't as, he didn't attack as much as some of these other fish have this morning. Oh yeah, look at that. Settle down there, buddy. Look at that. Another great fish. Man, I'll tell you what. Look at where that one's hooked. Right in that front lip. And he didn't attack. Like I say, I had to actually work with him a little bit. He came up from the bottom. Another great eye. We'll let him go. The other thing I'll tell you about these quiver spoons, one of the things that I like about it is the fact that you can work it so many different ways. Watch how I caught that fish. I'm actually just coming up above him and just jiggling it. And because of the shape of this thing, it's just dancing down there. I can jig it really aggressive and it'll flutter back down. There's all these different ways you can work it. And one of the things I like about slow drop spoons is you get more options in how you can present that bait down there to those fish. Because if you're using a super heavyweight spoon, basically when you lift, it's just going to fall. It's going to be lift and fall. When you try to dance it, it'll bounce around a little bit, but it's going to remain so vertical because of the weight. But when you go to a lightweight spoon, you can make this thing dance all over. You can make it flutter back down. You can just jiggle it. There's so many different things you can do, and that's why I like fishing these lightweight spoons, especially at this time of the year where a lot of times you're going to have to talk fish into biting. Like that one right there. I mean, he just flat out made me talk him into it. Man, they're snapping this morning. I knew it was going to be a good day because usually when you are a couple days into this cold weather, the front side of it is over. There's no such thing as cold front bothering these fish, even though it was 20 below this morning. Ultimately, it's the stability that's helping us right now. And if you can be stable weather, man, I'll tell you what, fishing's going to be good. I had a feeling fishing was going to be good this morning, but this is really good. I mean, this is far better than I even imagined it was going to be. They're snapping good. This fish here that I'm looking at right now, he came off the bottom with my drop. Ooh, he was hanging on it there, and I kind of went to jig it, and I realized he was there, and then he spit it. Shoot. There he is. Look at that. Oh yeah. Feels like another good eater fish. Man, this is fun. Look at that. Look at that. Man, if we were filling a pail today, oh geez. If we were filling a pail today, it'd be full and I'd be heading home. And we haven't been out here very long. I mean, and look at, now they're starting to get more aggressive. Look at how that fish has ate it down his throat. That's just awesome right there. That's just awesome. I have to take that one out of there. This guy might end up actually going home with me just because of the fact that he's got it a little deeper. No, I think we'll be okay here. Yeah, I think we'll be okay. Yeah, we're fine. It's a great fish right there. Here he comes. Ooh, he started and then he stopped. Now, here he comes. This time we'll get him. Watch this. Hit it. There he is. Ooh, that feels like another good fish. Yep. There's just a pile of good fish under me right now. Let's see if we can finish the deal this time. Oh yeah, this is another good walleye. It's a really nice fish. There's just a bunch of good fish under here right now. We're just triggering them one after another. Look at that. Awesome fish. Look at that one. Oh, man, this is cool. Look at that. That quiver spoon just hanging out of his mouth right there. Should be able to just shake that loose like that. Look at that. Another great walleye. One after another. This is just awesome. This is just awesome.